James Ernest of the Gruel and Truth Radio Network, here with our guest, professional kickboxer Troy Jones Jr. What originally got you interested in Muay Thai kickboxing?
What got me interested in it, I actually started training for a different reason other than trying to fight. So I went to school for law enforcement, and I was once I graduated college, I was in the process of becoming a cop. So I wanted to find a way to protect myself, and it gives you the confidence that you need to be in certain situations where something can get out of hand, and you either need to be able to handle yourself or you have to escalate things. And I wanted to be in a position where I was comfortable either speaking or taking care of anything around me or myself and anyone around me. So that was the original reason why I started.
So, how did the law enforcement career end up going?
So I started to go, I had a security job at a hospital, and you have to, there's a long process to become a cop. And as I was going through that process, I started to fight. And then I decided, I was going to give fighting everything because I enjoyed it that much. And I felt that I could make something out of Muay Thai and kickboxing. So I worked hard, 3 years. I was working 40 hours a week and training about twice a day, every day, until the point where I got to a point where I could quit my job, move to Thailand, and that's what I did. And I haven't looked back.
Wow, talk about dedication to be able to move to be able to follow your passion like that.
Yeah, it was a fun journey, I should say. It wasn't always easy, but it's been worth it.
So tell us a little bit about your nickname, Trouble. Why are you Trouble?
I'm Trouble because I wanted to give trouble to anyone who ever steps in the ring with me. So I wanted to be something that gave someone a problem. So there was a better way than becoming trouble. And I feel like I live up to that name. No matter who they are, where they're from, what their record is, if they step in the ring with me, it's going to be a interesting or a fun fight, and it's going to be a hard fight.
Interesting. Yeah, because I was thinking you meant it that way, as opposed to you were always in trouble. You were the one causing the trouble. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I caused the trouble.
Excellent. And I want to say it's Travis Tritt, because I don't know if you're a country fan, but he's got an interesting song called Trouble that's worth checking out.
Okay, I'm not. I listen to country, but my wife, she's a big country fan, so I do pick up some of those things. So I'm gonna have to check it out for you.
Definitely. Of your many accomplishments, which one means the most to you?
I would say the winning the gold medal for USA in ISMA would probably mean the most to me at this moment. Just because it was a world title, it was my first one. I was able to fly halfway around the world to Thailand, fight in a tournament where there's full of professional fighters, and I was still an amateur with 16 fights, and I'm fighting people with over 50 professional fights, and I end up winning the whole tournament. And I think that probably means the most to me because of what it meant as far as the building something for American Muay Thai and American kickboxing. So I think that's the most special one for me.
So it sounds like that was a huge turning point in your career and a huge stepping stone for USA.
Yeah. I think because it was 2015 when I won that. So now years ago. So that's when I realized that I could make something out of this. And I've just been fighting ever since that point, nonstop.
How do you become a member of the national team? Are there tryouts? Is there a tournament? How does that process work?
Yeah, so there's a few different tournaments around the country that are qualifiers for the national team. So you would go to like the TBA, the Thai Boxing Association tournament. There's the United States Muay Thai Open, which is in Arizona and New York, and I think those two are the main qualifiers for being considered for the team. And once you go to these tournaments, the board of the United States Muay Thai Federation, they take notes on people, and if you win your brackets in A class, then they will contact you and see if you want to try out for the team. So, and if you have a resume, then it'll be then they already know a little bit about what you can do. So it just depends on what you've done and what you've won, what tournaments you won.
When you try out, do you have to, spar with anybody? Is there any, battle, that kind of fun stuff, or is it?
Yeah, there's a few. There's excuse me. There's a few. I think it was more so like the tournament style. It's more like the tryouts, the fights themselves, not just like a sparring session. Like they don't have like the hosting, like training camp where everybody they're considering hops in and like they start training together. So it's more so what you do when you're in the ring already, like as far as like a regular, like a sanctioned fight in those tournaments. And if you perform really well, and they see that because they're all the people who are on the board are judges and referees at these tournaments, so they get a real good look at what you can do. So that's the main way they pick the team.
So tell us a little bit about the dedication and the focus that is required for Muay Thai kickboxing.
Yeah, it takes a lot because it's a really tough sport. There's people who've been training for such a long time, like their whole lives, and I feel like for me, I saw that, and I researched this a lot. Like when I've thought about doing this, I looked into it. I found out exactly what I needed to do to become a fighter and to become that, because I never knew what that was. I played college football, so I already had an idea of what hard work is and what it takes to get to that next level. But I needed I needed an example of what I needed to do that. So I spoke to one of my coaches, and they just gave me a list of what the things that a professional fighter does. And I just this was like maybe 2 or 3 months into my starting training at the Minnesota Martial Arts Academy. And at that point, I just took that list and started checking off everything every day. I would have to do that jump rope. I would have to run 3 miles, jump rope for 20 minutes, shadow box for about 3 to 5 rounds, bag rounds about 3 to 5 rounds, pad rounds for about 3 to 5 rounds. And then you do like your strength and conditioning. So I mean, I feel like it's a really hard sport because of the amount of experience people have in the sport. So you have to put in a lot of extra work to catch up, being from America and any other place outside of Thailand or like Netherlands or something where kickboxing is really huge. Yeah.
Exactly. In most sports, America is considered one of the dominant participants in it, where in this case, coming from America actually puts you in the spot where you're the underdog. But it seems like you've definitely overcome, you've achieved in that. Tell us a little bit about the Minnesota Martial Arts Academy.
So Minnesota Martial Arts Academy is in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. The head coach of the gym is Greg Nelson. He's coached a few UFC champions, Dave Monet, Brock Lesnar, Sean Shirk. We have a really good MMA program, and our Muay Thai program recently has been improving. We got about, I would say, about 20 to 25 amateur Muay Thai kickboxers, and we have about 3 or 4 professional now who are fighting. They're working. There's me, Caitlin Young, Tom Jenkins, and Tommy Matlin. These are all the pros at our school. And me, myself, and Caitlin's a world champion. I'm working my way to becoming that, and then we got 2 other up-and-coming pros. So we have a pretty established gym. Our head coach for the Muay Thai program is Ryan Murray. I mean, it's a great gym, great people that are in there. A lot of experience. Ryan, he was a WBC American champion for Muay Thai as a light heavyweight or heavyweight. The overall Muay Thai program coach, Matt McIntyre, he was a professional Muay Thai fighter. He's fought in Thailand. He's lived there. He's probably had about 20 to 30 professional fights. So there's a lot of experience there. It's a good environment. It's a great learning environment, not just for fighters, but also any type of person who wants to learn a martial art or just learn some self-defense. You can walk in and not be intimidated by the sound of a fighting gym, but it's more of it's just a great learning environment, great gym to be a part of. And this is the only gym this is my home gym. I've trained at other places, but I would never go anywhere else.
So it sounds like the coaches have had a big impact on your career and been able to share some insight with you?
Absolutely. There's a lot of knowledge.
And then you mentioned about your teammates. Of those that you mentioned, who do you feel, or even some that you didn't mention, who do you feel is going to be that next up-and-comer that we should know about?
I would say Tommy Matlin and Tom Jenkins. They're both going to be coming up pretty soon. Hopefully they can get a chance to get on those big shows, because I feel like people in Minnesota, we're overlooked. We have a lot of talent here. I mean, if you look at the national team, the original team, there's probably 7 or 8 of the members were from Minnesota. And I just think that once we're able to showcase what we got in that state and around the country, people will start to respect where and what we do up in the north.
You mentioned your football background. Do you ever miss playing football?
No. I used to when I first started, but I enjoy Muay Thai and kickboxing a lot more than I did football. And it's kind of weird. It's kind of crazy because I grew up playing football. Football has been a part of my life for it's like 15 years. And it's crazy to think I could love another sport more than I did that. And I do, because fighting is an individual sport. It's a team sport because it takes a team to get you prepared. But when you step in the ring, it's all about you versus another person. And I love that aspect of it. I can't blame anyone else. I can only blame the amount of work that I put in or I didn't put in the result of the fight. So that's what I love about the fighting. It's just that mano a mano, man versus man, woman versus woman competitiveness that I love about it.
Who would you like to thank for their help and support of you along the way?
I would like to thank my wife, Brittany Jones. She's been an integral part in becoming what I've become. She's my personal trainer. She's my nutritionist. She's my best friend. She's my wife. She's everything.
Yeah, wives are very important, and it sounds like she's been there supporting you along the way and helping you go better. Who are your sponsors?
versus Muay Nation. The Muay Thai guy, Mr. Mouthguard, Therapy and Champions, and Aslan Rub. Those are all my sponsors.
So what's the next big fight for you?
So my next fight is actually this weekend. I fight May 12th in Canterbury Park, which is in Minnesota. It's at a casino. I'm fighting this guy from Jacksonville, Florida, Jacksonville Muay Thai named Kid Budot. And it should be a fun fight. I'm excited. I'm ready. I hope that he's been putting in the work because I want to come in and take care of business and have a good fight and put on a good fight for the fans because I don't fight in Minnesota often, and this is going to be my first fight as a professional in my home state. So I'm going to defend my land, and also I want to put on a good show for the people.
Sounds great. If fans are wanting to follow you on social media or they're wanting to check out your website, what would those be?
The website is TroyTroubleJones.com, and then you can find me on social media at Troy Trouble Jones at everything.
Final thoughts on just the future of Muay Thai in the United States and what needs to happen to help it to keep growing.
Okay. So my final thought on that, I feel like Muay Thai kickboxing is on the increase and incline in popularity, and I feel like for it to continue to grow, we need more. We need all the people within the community to keep pushing in and just putting on good shows. I think that's the best way to gain popularity is having great fights with highlights and having personalities that's going to come out and connect with the fans and make people want to watch. And hopefully I can be that person that brings the people to the fights and to the sport with my character and what I want to build. I mean, I think it needs like those characters like the WWE. I was always a big WWE fan back in the day when I was coming up, and I feel like we need that type of showmanship in the sport. I mean, Muay Thai is it's mostly like a real humble sport. Everything is really like humble, and the American crowd, they want to see people who's talking trash and big highlights and stuff like that. And I think that's what it needs to grow to the level of where like the UFC is or any other major sports.
I agree with you. They need more of the Rock. They need more of that kind of that feel, that vibe to it to really get people hooked, and then to see the high quality that performances that you all put on. But you need something to grab them and get them in the door. Exactly. Sounds great. I'd like to thank my guest, Troy Jones Jr., and wish him the best of luck in the upcoming fight this weekend in his hometown of Minnesota.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on. Thank you guys for tuning in.
It was our pleasure.